I'm not even gonna like get. That was just we're just opening with people laughing, and then just having the audience guess what it was that they were laughing about. Because why not? Oh, okay, we're here. We made it. We survived the horrors that was Labor Day. Maybe not for everybody, but good golly, Miss Molly. I never want to see that many people again. And
I was going to say, did they want their coffee and pastries?
Yo, when I say that there couldn't have been anything more that went wrong that day, it's fine. It's in the past, as in yesterday. It was a whole new day today. Distant past of 24 hours ago. Just curl up in the corner and cry.
Magoosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so here we are. Yeah. New goosh, who this? We are about to play.
That's what we need to call the offspring going on. Is new goosh.
I still think that the party's name needs to be the Goose Troop.
The Goose Troop.
Oh. Anyway. Yeah, we had quite an interesting unfolding of events last time. And people. So
Aaron read chat.
Aaron, did you actually write anything in the last week or?
Oh no, things were written. It just says help.
It just says help.
It says help. Oh god damn it.
Aaron, stop reading chat. Don't do it.
Anyway, vampires tomorrow. Yep.
It
there's
is
that.
not, actually. We're going to be
just
taking
kidding.
this week off.
No vampires tomorrow.
One of our players is going to be away. I want a rest day, so we're just going to call it for this week and pick back up normal service next week.
Resting is important.
Heck yeah. Yes. I lost all my words after that. Okay. So then, other than that, I don't have any announcements at the moment. So, I guess we could just jump right in. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Where's the buttons? Oh, there they are. Okay, let's do this. Woo!
I think it's law below average now with you.
Okay, where are we? Sparta. The world shook. The skies had darkened as the rain had begun to fall. A deluge, harder and unlike anything that had happened before. The screams of the city had settled into the darkness, and I had run for my life. Run as fast and as swift as my legs could carry me. My lungs burning to be filled with the air as I threw myself to the ground, trying to hide behind a piece of stone. My heart was pounding. I listened to the sounds of this day turned night. The pouring of the rain, the rush of water along streets and walkways, pouring off roofs as small torrents and waterfalls. The dull thud of explosions and gunfire. The screams of the dying, the ripping of the elements as those who could use what they had learned against an enemy we thought had been left behind. And there were amongst the distant sounds of war, as the city fell, something that lurked closer. I remember the pitter-patter of an Osmet, the feet on the sidewalk. It made my head jerk to the alley entrance, and I saw the wet, furred creature peer in my direction, ears swiveling as it listened. We locked eyes, and it growled. But not at me. No, it looked at something behind me. And I turned slowly to look. And that's when I felt the sharp pain burst through my body. A spike of blackened tar through the chest. As I lifted my face to see the creature, as it looked into my eyes with nothing. And I began to sob with tears of sadness and terror. No. No, 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 please. Not like this. It hissed one last time as I looked to where the sound could have come from before. It pulled me into itself, the same way as it had to so many others. And we were dissolved. We could feel everything melt away. But I was not alone. There were voices that were there. A chorus singing to me, and they brought me comfort, for they were familiar somehow. They showed me everything at once. Everything. We sought unity. We sought equality. We seek the one who commands us. We must find his voice again. And we shall. Out among the stars. It made so much sense. It was clear. The people who stood in our way couldn't see, so we showed them. One soul at a time. Or we would have, until they fought us with everything they had. And suddenly those voices in our chorus were cut down, burned, disintegrated. sliced and torn away. And then suddenly, it was our turn. Oblivion of wakeful suspension, to exist in a Tartarus, a void, locked away until a scream. Awaken! And we did as we were bidden. We don't know what we were anymore. The hymn of our chorus cannot exist without more voices. So we hunt and act on instinct as we can barely remember. A fury, lashing out at everything, and then a voice speaks to us, and everything is clear. For she is one of us. Yes. And she knows more of who seek the same. For we all do as we are bidden. But there is another voice now. One that speaks against us. And it too is familiar. A voice with a resonance of past sounds. And it is with her voice that another lurks in the shadows. And he brings himself forward. And he wishes to know why. He wishes to know what. And he wishes for us to be free. We shall show him how free we truly are. And his smallness will never know being alone again. But what is this? What does he do? We cannot. Ah! The voices are gone. My voice is alone. It is the only sound that screams. My ears that are no longer flesh and blood, nor is the throat that cries for it to end. Please, make it stop. And it is there, in this exact moment, that we start where we left off. As Themisto, this swirling mass of energy that swirls behind you, begins to let out an inhuman scream. You watch as the energy that comes pouring out of the beast that was in front of Laertes, that swirled around him and over you, envelops around in this tight whirlwind of obscurity. One that lets out a pale, soul-rending screech. And as the magic fizzles and fades, you see a creature that perhaps at one time had been human, but is now bone and sinew. No flesh. Not in the sense that you would know it. There should be no sound that comes from this abomination, and yet it screams for you as it falls to its knees. Pieces of genetic matter clinging to hands and arms and elbows as it reaches for a face that does not exist, for ears and throat and lungs. It tries to tear at itself. And it shudders in pain and begins to convulse on the ground. And you are left wondering what it was that Laertes just summoned from within the depths of this beast, as the person that had been on the other side is now left as a blob of blackened ooze, vaguely in the humanoid shape. And I believe, Laertes, the blindness on you ends.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. If I'm still in the sensory deprivation poison chamber.
Not particularly.
Okay.
But
Am I visible to everyone else now, or?
I mean, you were not covered per se.
Oh, okay.
You were just. It was just like it's almost like the Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park. It had just like splattered your face with this blackened goo. Let me start the.
Great. Going out like Ned or whatever's Gendry or whatever his name
Yeah.
was.
Nedry.
Nedry.
Yeah. All right. Let me see.
We got Dobson here.
All right. Let's see here. You are. I'll move this camera a little closer. Okay. You are right here, Laertes. This is the Misto. This is Abomination thing. Cypress is over here. Oretno is over here. I believe this creature was like, I don't remember if someone had like knocked it down. I feel like that was on its on the ground or something.
Somebody
pulled it off the
proned
roof.
it.
Oh, that was earlier. Okay, that was earlier.
Yeah.
We have the Orcos that's over here being guarded by the two guards. We have the general that is facing off over here as well. Okay. Oh yeah, and then the two Spartan boys are over here behind the other creature. I think that's where. And then Phoebe, you're over here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's everybody.
Where's the blob?
There is a blob up here, and then there's the thing that just came out of the blob is back here.
Was it 3 turns that had gone by so far?
Something like that. 3 or 4 or something like that.
I think I just had my second turn.
So Laertes had just gone. Oh. So it is now big boys?
Just seeing how much bless is left.
Heard.
Which that was Phoebe and myself and Cypress and the general who had bless.
Right. I think I still have everybody who had, Phoebe, yourself, Cypress, and the general. Yeah. Cool beans. Okay.
Are there any other active buffs, or at no, did you have anybody buffed currently?
Protection, good and evil for me.
Yeah. And I think you're still under the effect of aid, and I don't remember if anybody had any bardic left. I know I gave Laertes one and he used it. And I don't remember if you still have yours, Themisto.
I still have mine then. I haven't used it.
Okay.
I also am still concentrating with magic weapon, but I can keep track of that.
Okay.
Or I will do my best.
We are gonna put this thing here, and then I do have another concentration ring. It's fine. Ow! I just stabbed myself.
Don't do that.
Ow. Well, I didn't. A creature in my box just stabbed me, but like right where
They're angry.
apparently. Okay. All right. So big beastie boy over here. He's gonna do his turn real quick. He is going to make his 2 claw attacks on Oretano. The first one is going to be a 23. Second one is a 9.
That will not hit.
Okay, first one is going to be 8 points slashing damage with 12 points of fire damage as it rakes across you, bringing this like heated like fire trail. You ever heard, like, well, I don't know how often you have an actual flaming torch in your hand, but whenever you swing it back and forth, and it makes that sound.
You know that feeling when you're fighting zombies in a catacomb when you got your torch? It's like that.
It's like that.
Classic feeling.
Classic feeling.
Wednesday for Retino.
All right, then other Beastie Boy is going to attack General, do his 2 attacks there. Pop, pop, pop. Ooh, that's not a thing. That's going to be a where is this guy? You see. Oh, only 1 hit. Okay, cool. That's dope. Good thing I can press these buttons fast. 11. Ooh, and 9. So it's 20 points of damage. Ouch.
Oretano is starting to look a little rough.
Okay. Oh, no, those aren't for you. That was for the general. The one that I just did.
No, the last
Okay,
one. That did
okay,
20.
okay. That ends their 2 turns. They're going to stay there. Actually, this one's going to move over this way. And that one's in a decent spot, so he's not going to move. Phoebe, it is now your turn with Cypress on deck.
Okay, with 45 feet of movement, can I get within 15 feet of the blob? If it gets an attack, if the Beastie Boy gets an attack of opportunity on me, that's okay.
Let me see. I think so. It'll take some like freaking maneuvering
Monk
around.
bouncing?
Yeah, it's just like it's kind of like
Parkour.
going. You have to go around a couple people, but yeah, that's fine. That's easy.
It looks super cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Real dope shit.
You
Wearing your way through.
I like this. The giant creature, as it launches its arms down, you kind of grab onto its arms and kind of do a little Cirque du Soleil like flip around it, slide along the ground just as Oretano takes a step back, kind of go just past his legs as he like steps back where you just were, and then pop yourself right up next to Nagoosh.
Okay. How close exactly am I on?
You are
Am I-
within 5 feet.
Okay, can I be not in melee range? Like 10 feet?
Yeah, you can back up. You'll be right back up here against the tree.
Yeah. But I can hit Blobby and not hit Laertes, right?
Correct.
I'm
yes.
imagining Blobby.
Okay. I was like, I mean, you have to be close enough to hit, but yes, if you have range on your hits, then yes.
Yes, I have range on my hits. I want to Radiant Sunbolt for my 2 attacks, so I'm gonna do the whole Apollo like make a bow and arrow of sunshine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the first one is a dirty 20.
Woo. I believe that hits.
And that is 9 points of radiant damage.
9 points of radiant damage.
And the second one is a 23.
This guy. Hold on one second. Make sure
You're
that
good.
That's some good rolls.
Okay, you said how much on the first damage? I had to find where I put
9.
9 points of radiant, and then
11 points of radiant damage.
okay,
But wait, there's more.
okay.
You're going to need to roll because I'm going to use 3 key points. And I am going to, let's see, for my monk, it's called something fancy, but it's casting Burning Hands. Searing Strike.
Ooh, okay.
But I'm going to upcast it with more key points. So you need to roll me a
What is that? A
dex save.
15-foot cone?
Yes. I don't want to burn my wizard friend. I just want to burn the blob.
So fire comes
So however,
out.
I have to angle it.
Okay, and it's a dex save, you said?
Yes.
That is going to be 19.
Okay, he saves, but he still takes 6 points of fire damage.
6 points of fire damage. All right. As you blast you pull back, and this bowl of light appears in your arms. Your hands and arms at the same. Your hams, as it appears in your hams. This light
That's something
beam
different here.
fires off. But then you put your hands down together, and you see the light kind of compress around your hands, swirl out, and then fan outwards in this blast of fire. The blob, very much almost like this is gonna be such an obscure thing. Clayface. It reminds me of kind of like Clayface from Batman. So it's just like this
How's
blob
that obscure?
Well, because some people don't know who Clayface is. It's just imagine a mud monster, but made of black tar. And it's just allow that it has less distinct form and more just vague humanoid form. The fire burns across its body before its slick-looking skin begins to harden into skin. And you see as you're doing this attack, the flames, where they touch and lick across its surface, there's a solidifying of that slickness into a leathery skin that you have seen before when you have fought these other iterations of these fragments. And you can see it just now it's not just where the flames hit, it just kind of starts spreading across its body as it becomes more of a solid instead of looking like a liquid, if that makes sense. Okay. Anything else you're doing?
I believe that counts as my bonus action, but let me double check. If I can do something else, that'd be cool. Yep, that was my bonus action. So I am done.
Awesome. Cypress. Ding, ding,
Super quick turn. The being right there that Phoebe called the blob, that was Nagoosh, right? The one.
Yes.
Not that Cypress necessarily knows what scene context, but it was the one that Laertes has been talking to, staring down.
Yes, and they attacked him and then split apart.
Cool. Not sure what to do with the thing that has been pulled from him, but trying to surround this individual as best he can. Cypress will flank him, if possible.
You will leave Nagoosh's range.
Will I?
Yes, because it is over here.
Am I not right next to him?
No, you are right next to Nagoosh is here. The creature it summoned, or that Laertes freed, is over here.
Ignore the new thing.
Okay,
I'm just going to go
focusing
to the
this.
other side
Okay,
of.
heard. So moving over here
But,
to the side.
Yeah, just to keep him from going anywhere and to benefit tactically. But instead of taking an attack, Cypress is going to take a deep breath, and there will be a warm wafting of gold and pink energy as he will lay a hand on his breast and will heal 25 points with lay on hands.
Beautiful. Good call.
And now look much more refreshed.
Like how your second health bar just went up. Like, okay, kid, round 2.
All right.
I didn't change forms, but I do have a second health bar.
You changed forms at the start of the fight, right?
Yeah. Cool. No bonus action. That's it.
That's it. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
I wish this
Curse
would
you,
stop.
concentrations.
Stop turning. Oh, I know. Tighten this up. There we go. No more random panning. All right. It is going to take a legendary action as you do this. Lets out this howl, and one of its arms that was there becomes like almost whip-like, and it slams backwards towards you. That is going to be 12. It's not doing shit. You duck
Blang.
under it. Woof. Beautiful. All right.
Who's within 10 feet of me, by the way? Just because they
Now-
would gain my aura of protection.
Me?
Perhaps not many.
It's gonna be Laertes at this point. If you were trying to get, you were trying to get behind him, right?
Yeah, I definitely am picking that spot, but just in case anyone is able to
Okay.
benefit from my plus
So
2
then-
all save throws.
Then it will be Phoebe and Laertes.
What does it do again?
Everyone within 10 feet of me gets plus 2 to all save throws
Cool,
for my
got
aura
it.
of protection.
Beautiful.
That is Cypress.
Does that stack with Bless?
Yeah. Baby. D4 plus 2.
That's pretty dope.
Okay.
I'm always within 10 feet of myself, unless Laertes does something to me, which I do believe he could do.
Why don't you pull a cypress out of a cypress? Wait, what?
Banana wheel me.
Huh.
You are so
Oh,
far
this
away.
poor boy. He's gonna try. That's amazing. All right, it was Orcos' turn. He was gonna try and make a strength throw. He rolled a 0. So
Didn't she just like pop him in the
I think
temple
that's his
to knock
only
his
attempt
ass
he
out?
gets for the day,
Yeah, I
based on the
did.
rules
I think
of the
so. Let me double check
manacles.
the inventory.
yeah, I think he only gets once.
Yep.
One try.
He's
One
done
try.
24
If the check
hours.
fails any further attempts, automatically fail until 24 hours have elapsed.
Woo!
Yeah, he
Those
rolled
are some
a
good manacles.
I mean, he has the -1 for strength, so it makes sense. But he rolled a 1, so it just gets tighter. That was beautiful. Okay, the Misto, it's your
Forgot a
turn.
Safe word.
You are.
We
Right.
didn't establish
He
one
also
for him to
discovered he's
use.
into some things.
Oh, you're
No
right
safe
there.
word for him.
Okay, sorry.
The Misto,
Mm-hmm.
it's your turn. This thing writhes on the ground behind you. What are you doing?
Yeah, as this creature is forming, this being, this maybe at one time was a human, is forming itself in front of me and goes to its knees as it looks like it's going to collapse on the ground. I swoop in with an arm to try to catch it and make its fall more gentle. As I go down onto my knees alongside it. And I'm shout out to everyone in the area, protect me, I need space. And then, because I only have 6 seconds,
Yeah.
this basically what you see is as Themisto begins to chant about a light that gives us life and the earth that makes us up, almost like a halo of bees, not like a whole bunch, but like some form around her, and move. After congregating there, they move over to this creature and start flying in like a crisscross pattern, essentially across its body, with little traces of like green and gold, like sparkling out behind them, and basically like they're knitting, essentially like a cast over the creature. And she's going to upcast her Cure Wounds to 3rd level, and try to do something to this thingy.
Before you press the spell button,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you this one for free.
Okay.
Or we're slowing down time for a second. As you are preparing and you're chanting the words out, and your eyes look at this thing. There is this somber feeling inside. I need you to calm down for like 2.5 seconds, please. Not you, but you. Jesus. We'll go with this one. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. You have healed wounds before. This doesn't. You look at its arm. One arm looks human. Could be. It's still skeletal. The other arm is folded up onto itself, and it looks something almost like looking at a bat's wing. It is bent and twisted, but the fingers are elongated and look like they should have there's the tiniest bits of clear membrane that stick between parts, the closest fingers closest to its hand. This is a trembling amalgamation of bones. You can try to heal this thing, but you're 99% sure this is not going to be enough of a thing that was within your power. And as the words are coming out for you to try and cast a spell, they start to get choked up because you are now seeing the true, at least an idea of what it is that the plague does, in that it doesn't just absorb a person and cover it. It becomes the thing, and everything that it absorbs becomes itself. And then time resumes. So I'll let you decide with that information to do what you will. If you wish to try and heal this thing, you can. But your hands are shaking and you are unsure if this is
I don't believe that at my current state. I think it would take a much more powerful Orphic than me to
Just roll the 30.
pull this off.
The 30 is the only reason that this thing exists to begin with.
But it's clearly suffering, and I have no thought but this to try. So I'm just going to go through with the spell anyway.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. What
should I bother rolling healing dice?
Sure. I would love to see how many healing points it would go into this thing.
Okay.
Ooh,
if nothing else,
no, do it, please. Do it. I have a thought.
If nothing else, I want it to know that the people around it are attempting to help it. So okay. 20 points of healing.
Okay. Your magic how would you say, flows out from you, but flows out from you in this golden green sparkle that swirls about and finds, it's almost like it swirls this really beautiful cloud-like thing before it fine tunes itself, almost like watching a 3D printer or a laser kind of just etch onto the body, where normally it would try and stitch a wound back together. It now tries to heal as best as it can this body, and you watch as bone begins to grow muscle tissue and flesh in certain parts everywhere where it goes. But like you said, this would require the power of gods, which, though you have that blood within you, you have not reached that level of potency yet. But you can see that it's like the start of it, right? It's like you know that you could maybe one day, but at this point you're just creating more flesh, more tissue there, but it's not enough to give it any sort of reprieve. And now it's not even screaming, it's just writhing and shuddering in your arms.
I think the sight of this thing causes the Misto to start to weep, but we are in the middle of a fight, and she just clenches her eyes tight and gets back to business, and that will end my turn.
Beautiful, beautiful. It is now the blob's turn. Blagoosh, as I am now going to call him.
At least you're not calling him the Bloosh.
Slurps back 15
Don't like
feet.
that word.
It just kind of like, it doesn't step backwards. It kind of just like, it's almost like it's in water. It just goes, but its body like leaves a trail of slime behind it as it like slides backwards.
Does Cypress get an attack of opportunity? I know I wasn't close enough.
That's up to you, Cypress. You want to try?
If it is leaving my range, then yes, please.
It just went back 15 feet, so.
Then yes, please. I will swing at it with my magic sword.
Okay, swing at it with your magic sword.
Curse you, pink dice. That is a 11.
It does not hit.
Gotta cleanse those, man.
Catches air.
They're sick. They got sick with me.
You see it like flings its arms like, and these little black orb spike smoke dagger things go flying from its body. Not unlike something that Laertes you have seen from some of the cultists before, where it like fires these little orbs. It's going to do one at each of you. So for Cypress, bloody hell, that's at 11.
Thank you.
Phoebe is a 21.
That hits.
And 16.
Ooh. Oh, 16 to
Or
hit.
16 to hit. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I can't block that one.
The aura of protection doesn't add to AC. It's just the saving throws.
Unfortunately, not.
As this is 15 points of force damage for Phoebe.
No.
And you lucky bastard. Well, it's still not that much less. 13 points of force damage for Laertes. Not less, but I saw some ones in there. That's why I was like, it's not as. It's still pretty bad though. For
Is this an attack?
yes.
Did it roll that with disadvantage?
It is no, Mr. It did not.
It should, because Laertes has protection from evil and good on his all
Yeah, I was
attacks.
just
made by
looking-
this thing are made with
I was just looking up
disadvantage.
what that did.
Okay, hold on. I'll re-roll that. So what did what was it earlier?
16.
It was
16.
a 16.
Would have stayed at 16. The other one was an 18 to hit.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Curses. Good to know, though. Never a bad spell.
No.
Sorry, it was how much damage?
13.
13.
Looking real rough, guys. Looking real rough.
He's going to go back. That was 15 feet. He's got 15 more. He's gonna make a run for it.
Stop him.
15, 20, 25, 30. So he's going this direction. Okay, general and soldiers. We're gonna make this freaking quick. Two sword attacks. That one hits. That one misses. All right, so it's 9 and 13 against big boy. 9 and 13. Beautiful. Soldiers. Well, they're guarding what's his face. Did you want the soldier boys, or with you? Did you want them after your turn, or with everybody else, all the other soldiers? I don't remember what we were doing last time.
We had them. Most of the time they're after me, but since we forgot to do that, just put them with the soldiers.
Okay. So what would you like? They're over here. There's BC that is in your arms, and then this guy that is engaged with a retinue right now.
They're gonna help Baretno.
Beautiful.
Per my direction to protect me.
You bet. Right there. You don't have their
I have their sheet up if you want me
You
to
do?
do the
Go for
rolls.
it. Yeah, go for it.
Right. They have lots of dice. I in fact need to roll all my d20s for their 3 attacks each.
Yeah.
So for Davos, we've got. I promise I'll be faster on this next time.
no,
I
you're good.
forgot that I needed to roll for them.
I'll give you this. As they need to beat a 15
They need to be a 15.
or 15 or above.
Oh, 15 or above? Okay, so we have 2 successes for Davos on his attacks. So I'll be
Beautiful.
rolling those shortly.
Ooh-ha.
I have 1 hit with a crit for Xanthus
Nice.
as well. So we've got 1 hit, 1 crit.
Them Spartan
and
boys.
It's going to be Davos rolled super low. He does 9 damage. Xanthus rolls A. All right. He does 4 damage on his regular, and he does 18 damage because he rolled maximum on his critical. So they go crazy with their spears.
It was 18 for the critical. What was the one before that?
4.
4. Okay, dope. Do another.
So they're kind of struggling, but Xanthus gets 1 exactly perfect shot in with the spear.
You're watching as these spears, as they like work in tandem with each other. It's almost like they are of one body. Go ahead.
Yeah, I imagine like the first attacks, right? Like they're building up, creating the opening for Xanthus to go for that blow.
This thing looks worn. It is not long for this world as it stabs more and more into this thing. Beautiful. Okay. That ends all of those things' turn. We are back to the top with the retinue.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna turn to Phoebe and I'll say, "Fire! What a brilliant idea!" And use my bonus action to give you a bardic inspiration before conjuring up.
What is that, a D8?
Yes. Before conjuring up a 4th level chromatic orb that I'm gonna huck at Nagoosh.
Ooh.
Set to fire.
Heard.
Ooh. Hit him.
That's a natural 20.
Nice.
That's gonna be so much damage.
Very nice.
It's gonna be all the damage.
Start rolling.
Do you double the number of dice or double the total?
Double total.
Cool. That's gonna be 6d8.
Brilliant idea.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need another one. Wait, that's
Basically a
D6.
fireball. Oh my god.
3, 4, 5, 6. There's so many 6s in there.
Fire
12,
goes out.
18, 28, 30, 33, doubled. 66. points of
Beautiful.
fire damage.
Nice.
Oh my god. What a brilliant idea.
Why didn't I think of that?
You see, I love this idea that like Phoebe, not Phoebe, Themisto is like holding this abomination, and visually she's like this doing the was it the Zack Snyder slow motion action shot? You know, it's like you can see her tears crying, and then suddenly she's backlit by this giant orb of fire that goes behind her like the sun, just goes poof, across the space from here this way as Nagoosh is like ice skating down across the plaza here as he's trying to get away.
Old goosh sloosh.
God, this is so
The gooch
bad.
is loose.
There's so many awful things to say with this. This orb of fire burns across the air. You see it like sizzle and pick up parts of the water. It just kind of steams as it flies across. And then Nagoosh turns to face whatever is coming, and it like flies into him just as he tries to absorb it, and then there's parts of his body that just go and explode outwards as more pieces of sloosh go everywhere. He's still up, but he is massively hurt. So that was a good little thing. There's like almost like the most of his head being a very loose term, head, shoulder, and like upper section here just is gone, and it just has to kind of like grow itself back. You can see this tiny little nub and turn into like a slithering arm that starts to like go out.
Is it like a Deadpool hand?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, almost. Badass.
Oh, that felt good.
All right. That brings.
Oh, we're using fire.
Right. Ooh. Wait a second. Hold the phone. All right. We're gonna. It's good. It's got its legendary action, so it's gonna shoot another little blob thing back at you. Nowhere near as potent. I still 25 to hit, but
That will hit, and there's not a lot I can do about that either.
That is going to be 13, 16 points of force damage.
How you doing?
It's like
If I get hit like that again, I'll be unconscious.
as it flies something back at you, but you can see that took a lot of its energy to do. Beautiful. Laertes, is now your turn.
I'm kind of wondering if removing a core element of its biomass has lowered its HP significantly, other than him getting magically blunderbussed by Arethno over here.
Who knows?
Laertes is he's wobbling on his feet. He looks feverish. Just flop sweat. If you've seen him when his hands are trembling, that sort of whole body quake shiver, he's already dropped to one knee. And even that's probably doubtful that he could stand up on his own right now. But that's not his focus. He's trying to reach out, just hands quivering in place as he's going to try and reach out and pull the creature back towards them instead of letting it get away. Because he knows everyone else in this square is doing their job, dealing with everything else around them. This is the one thing he can do, and that's what he's going to try and focus on while he's still conscious.
Beautiful. All right.
That is a 27 to hit.
That hits.
Fantabulous. I just want to check one thing before I do damage because that matters. Okay, it's going to take an initial 10 points of force damage and another. So 16 total force, and it's going to be moved back 15 feet towards us, and it's going to have to make a con save.
Brings it right over here, straight towards you. as it like flies it through partially. Like one of its legs like seems to splatter against the side of the fountain, and it just kind of regrows another one as it like hobbles into the water. You said what kind of save it needs to make?
Con.
Constitution save.
Actually, if I could have angled it towards
Because you have to.
Cypress, I
you
can
have to
I can
pull
move
it
it in whichever direction.
Okay.
It's just 360 degrees, whichever direction I want it to go. It could be vertical, it could be sideways. It just
So
I
it
just
just
gotta
moves
pick a
one
direction.
square over.
okay.
All right, as a 24.
That saves. Oh, well, good try, anyways. Just to try and keep them from going anywhere too fast.
All right. Dope.
That is all I can do right now.
That was a lot. What are you talking about? Okay. Speaking of, it is now Beastie Boys' turn. I was gonna say Down with the Sickness, and then I was like, that is not Beastie Boys.
Close.
It's almost like you're sabotaging yourself, Aaron.
Hey, okay, I know that one. All right. It just got stabbed by our Spartan boys, so it is going to make a swipe at each of them. Oh, actually, wait. It is not going to use its claw attack. It's going to use something else. It is going to turn its head, and you see fire emit from its eyes. It uses a radiant gaze.
It also goes, oh, fire, good idea.
Yeah, basically.
We're all using fire.
I need both boys to make a dexterity saving throw.
Which is both boys.
Spartan boys.
Spartan boys.
Ah.
Because they're the ones who just finished stabbing it, and it turns, and in like a very angry cartoon character, flames comes out of its eyes.
22 for Davos, 20 for Xantus.
Both succeed.
They
Good thing
rolled
looks
quite
can't
high.
kill.
And they also have high dex.
Yep. Oh no! It doesn't. Even, they don't even take half damage from this. It doesn't say anything. So
Since they're Spartans, I like to imagine that it's the shield wall that does it.
nice, very nice. This guy. So then we go to the other guy, and he is going to attack the general with his own claws. That one hits, and that one doesn't. Oh, this guy is lucky. 9 and that's 15 points of damage for the general.
General.
He is hurting.
Yeah. Everybody is. I've got my like triage list here, deciding who I need to try to heal first, because I can only do one at a time.
I know, right? Phoebe, it is your turn.
All right, I want to get right next to Laertes. I'm not sure how many feet separate us. I don't think it's much.
10.
All right, I'm going to take 10 to get to Laertes, and I'm going to very gently try to lift you up from your feet. And as I go to like take under your arms to help you up, there's like a soft glow from my hands, and it ain't much, but it's something. And I'm going to use Healing Hands,
Nice.
which is 7 points of healing. Let me mark that off. And then, what's the closest baddie to me?
That
Is
would
it
that would
Goosh
be
Bloosh?
Goosh is 10 feet in front of you. And then the big bad boy is like 15 feet behind you. So yeah.
Okay, let me. I always get confused reading Radiant Symbol if I can use it as just a bonus action. I think it's an action. I can only use it as bonus if I use it as an action. I will go up and unarmed strike Goosh.
You have to do that close, right?
Yeah, I'll go up.
Heard.
Oh, I have inspo because I'm gonna need it for this roll to count, and I'm blessed. Oh, that's
Hashtag blessed.
better. Hashtag blessed. Okay. That is now a dirty 20.
Ooh.
'Cause that was originally a 4.
That
Oh,
hits.
God.
Oh, I'm a genius. I knew that. It's just been a while. 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
9 points of bludgeoning damage. Dope.
And that is my action. And everything.
That's everything?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Cypress, it is now your turn. You, as you run forward, what is it you did just now? You, like, run past Cypress.
Me or
you
Phoebe?
Phoebe. You just punch, did you just do, like, undercut, punch him in the, punch your hand into it or something?
I want to have, like, put my pole down and, like, flipped away from Laertes and, like, kicked it on the way down.
Nice. All right, dope. All right, Cypress, what are you doing?
Okay, Cypress is going to rush towards this being who tried to make a getaway but has now been brought back closer to him, and is going to attack him with his longsword, his magically enhanced longsword, while also blessed. Oh, but actually first, I forgot. Because I'm going to dedicate my attack this turn for a bonus action, Shield Master, I'm going to attempt to bash him with my shield to knock him prone.
Okay.
I dedicate
So,
this attack.
Athletics, me versus him.
Heard.
I don't know if he can be knocked prone, but it's worth doing. I have advantage.
That is an 18 for him.
Do I add bless to my athletics checks?
I think it's attack rolls, isn't it? I don't know if it's saving throws or
Bless
ability.
is attack rolls and saving throws.
Okay.
If that's
darn.
what we're asking about. I wrote it down.
Only a
last
16 for my athletics check. Because I'm rolling real low on my things, but I'd rather miss this than my attacks.
Your shield bashes through it, and it kind of like slows for an instant because it doesn't like necessarily like hit and continue through. It like slows its process as it goes. It's like hitting this tree sap or something. It kind of has this stickiness to it.
Well, that attack was never about this, so now he's going to
Yeah.
attack with his longsword, and it's a D4 bless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, 2. That is a plus magic weapon. 14. I think that's a miss. I will
is a
attack
miss.
again. I'd like to roll more than a 5. There we go. 23.
23 does hit. As
Excellent.
you have started this assault, you now see that its body, now having hardened itself into like a flesh-like figure, eyes blossom over the eyeless head that it has, very much looking like any of the past fragments that you have fought before, minus the giant leathery wings. This form now still having this like gaunt needle-like teeth. The eyes kind of open up across its face and down its neck as you do the stab inwards. It's almost like a reactionary like stab, and then the eyes go all across its body as they open up and like all twitch around till they find you.
Excellent. I'm going to try and blow all its eyes out by spending a second level spell slot on a smite.
Nice. How much? Oh, you haven't done damage yet, right?
Not just yet. No.
Okay.
So 4d8 plus 7.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
$25 damage.
25. All right, hold
If only I'd hit the first time.
Your blade gleams with the fire and the magic that is going around everywhere simultaneously. It catches the light, and your blade digs into its midsection, where like the middle of the chest chest cage. Why does that rib cage? The chest cage, the rib cage is like right down the center, and you expect it to like have some sort of resistance or crunch as you normally would with a humanoid, where it would break through bone. But this is the only cracking is of its skin, and it has like the texture of dried earth that when stabbed into kind of crumbles and cracks inward, but there is no other solid thing that it runs through. You go all the way to the hilt, and the eyes all burn in an instant. How do you want to do this?
Oh, yes.
You surpassed it by 2 hit points.
Nice.
Cypress, with the sword glowing blue, having basically whiffed with the shield and missed with the second one, gets a good direct stab right into the center of its mass. And literally, as his eyes flash gold, there's a explosion outward as if a gun were shoved into the middle of this thing and goes off as pink light shoots through all of its eyes, kind of just a bang outwards as the smite explodes from the end of his sword.
Nice. The fragment of Nagoosh is no more, as pieces of it rain down in about a 30-foot radius, just like it explodes from the top half. There's 2 like chunks of it that like stand as legs, where the whole rest of the body is gone, and they just kind of like fall over and begin to like sizzle and smoke and eat themselves away. Nice. This is 0, so I don't have to deal with this anymore. This is 0. Okay. All right.
And I think that's the end of my turn. I have a little movement left, but I think it's fitting that he just stands there for that.
There's like pieces of it that's flying and sizzling past you. All right. Cypress, that ends your turn. The Themistode is now yours.
Okay. That's that threat from that area eliminated, and Phoebe is boosted Laertes a little bit. So I feel okay about that. I am making a bet that the boys are going to be able to handle that beast before Aretno takes another pummeling. So I'm going to now rush to the general. Like, as I rise, I'm already moving quickly down that direction. So it's like I'm not standing up and then going. It's like I'm standing up and going, like I'm a sprinter or something.
Yeah.
And so Themisto runs over there and immediately takes her sword and lays the flat of the blade on the general's back. And putting her hand against it, she brings it across this way, so you can almost hear like her palm moving across her sword and creating a slight ringing. And as it does it, that green magic with the just briefest of like flower petals emerge from it and then fade as I cure the general.
Nice.
And he took a lot of damage too, so let's go big. And let's roll low. So 13.
13?
Points
Hey,
of healing.
13's good. You now almost brought him back up a decent amount, so good job. Dope. Okay. You see there is a moment of where he kind of turns his head and is hearing you. Like, you do this as you're like sprinting over and you run over the tree. You kind of do one of those really cool like sideways jumping over a fence, kind of like they do in the action movies. They like grab onto the
Yes.
edge, just like leap over and keep your momentum going. And he kind of like, his head twitches, hearing the movement coming up behind him, but seeing you, his eyes remain focused on this giant creature that's in front of him. And he feels the impact of it and the magic that starts to swirl around, and you can start to see the burn and carved scratch marks start to heal themselves back together. Very nice, very nice.
And I pre-rolled the boys, so whenever their turn comes up, they're ready.
Beautiful. This guy's gonna do his one. Now reinvigorated. He still only gets 1 to hit, but that's okay.
The general?
Yeah.
He does have
one.
bless though too, so make sure he rolls his additional d4.
Okay. Good point. I had forgotten that. Oh, that does
He
give
got
him 2
reminded
hits.
when I went over there.
Yeah, there you go. That is 13, and now he does get a second attack that landed. So good job. That is going to be 5 plus 15. Very nice. That's 156. That is not correct. Okay.
I mean, it could be.
Damn, boy! Can you imagine one little pointy stab? 156 damage. We're in some major RPG numbers now.
What is this, Final Fantasy?
75,000 damage. Okay.
This much.
Soldiers, go ahead and roll. Oh, you said you already pre-rolled, correct?
Yes, so Davos leads, and he does 2 attacks and a shield bash, and it goes attack, shield bash, attack. The first attack misses, the shield bash connects, and
Nice.
the second attack misses. The shield bash deals 6 damage, and the beast probably going to succeed, but has to make a strength check of 13 saving throw.
Ooh, we got a natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay,
Total
so
24.
it resists being knocked prone.
It's one of those like clang, and it normally would have like knocked someone flying back, and it just kind of does the the stare down.
However, it did what Davos was hoping to do, and it grabbed the beast's attention. Xanthus misses his first attack, but he connects with his other 2, dealing max damage both time. So for a 9 and a 9, so he doesn't have 18 damage.
How would you like them to do this? Because he only had 10 hit points left.
Excellent. I think
That evil laugh. Beautiful.
so. He does that bash, catches the creature's attention, and as it turns to him, Xanthus takes his spear and he jabs down at the Achilles tendon and jabs the beast and drops it to a knee. And then once it's got its face at his level, he takes the spear up with both hands, leaving his shield by the wayside, and drives it down into it like he's fighting a sea monster.
Nice. Beautiful. Okay. Very nice, very nice. All right. As
And then
it
of course they both look at each other like, yeah.
do the bro fist bump, boom, with another Zack Snyder explosion in the background randomly. All right. Beautiful. We now go to the top of the round. Oh, okay, there we go. Oretino.
So is it the one that was behind me just got taken down?
Yep. This guy is now toasted.
Amazing.
A boom. With a loud thunk.
That had some impact to it.
I don't need to take care of that one anymore. How's that one on the other side of the courtyard looking?
It's still they're fighting that thing.
Yeah. It changes things a little bit. Yeah, you know what? It worked so well last time. I don't have another 4th level spell slot left, but I think I'm going to throw another chromatic orb at that one.
Nice. Go.
Ugh. Let's see. Well, that's not as good as the last time, but I think it still hits with a 17.
That hits.
Nice. Hey.
Yeah, it's a 3rd level chromatic orb for 5d8 fire damage. Why'd I put my d8s away?
We should have just been using fire this whole time.
Set it on fire. It's fine.
Aw, missed opportunity.
Let's see. 7,
What's this?
10, 20 points of fire damage. Throw a ball of fire up in the air and smack it at it with the back of my loot.
Beautiful. Oh, that's Conjure Elemental. I thought that was Conjure Elements. I was like, why is Conjure Elements sound like it's growling? Oh, it's Conjure Elemental. Never mind. Angry fire. All right, how much damage?
20.
20.
Oof.
Beautiful. The ball
No
of, and it was
66,
again,
but
it
I'll
was,
take it.
it was still fire, right?
Yeah, fire again.
Oh, interesting. Okay. You see the fire go across the
Oh,
way.
that's right. They have fire. I forgot about that. Never mind. Yeah, we'll keep it that way since I forgot.
It splashes onto the thing, and you see the fire just get absorbed into its body.
All right, they're on fire. Remember this, everybody. They're already on fire. And I'm going to feel slightly foolish and stay put.
I
Feeling
would have thought
slightly
it would
foolish
have
is my
worked.
bonus action.
The first one was so successful.
He's getting a little bit cocky.
I mean, the other one worked with fire. You just thought they were all the same. It just so happened that you were not. They were not.
Yeah.
The most important chromatic orb fire went off.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Laertes of Sagan, it is your turn.
Am I within 60 feet of that big guy, or?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to sort of turn and wobble in place. Phoebe did a good job trying to steady me, but it's been an afternoon, morning, whatever it is.
Yep. Haven't even hit lunch yet.
We're gonna have to have a break soon.
Some soup.
Never can get a sandwich.
Well, we're gonna try to make some soup. I'm gonna reach
Hey.
over and I'm going to try and dislodge this thing from the very concept of space-time, because I need it to just not be there anymore, and it's gonna have to make an intelligence save.
Ooh. Intelligence save. Beautiful, beautiful. That is an 18.
Yet. So, oh wait, does it actually take damage or no? No, it doesn't take damage. Never mind. It did nothing.
You we're gonna say this happens at the same time as the fire, and so as you're like concentrating, you see this like giant orb of fire that flies towards it, gets absorbed, and it seems to, in that moment as it absorbs the fire, it just solidifies itself in such a way that your initial like grasp on it shifts enough to where it disturbs your distortion. Nice.
Oh well, that's me.
All right.
I'm just gonna. I think my movement / the rest of my bonus action is just me sort of slumping on the fountain.
It is going to now, with that orb having gone inside it, you can see its eyes kind of flame out for a little bit, and then it burns even brighter. And I need, Oretno to make a dexterity saving throw.
No problem, boss.
As it makes its
Oh,
own
it wants
little...
to play catch with you.
Yep.
Dex, that's gonna be 19.
19. All right, you're fine.
Doesn't it want to throw a fireball
You
at
see,
Phoebe?
it almost like
I just like volley. We're just passing this
what's it
fireball
called?
back and
Yeah, I
forth.
was thinking of was it Doomsday from Superman that has like that weird like laser vision that goes like it like
Dark side.
shimmies, like, oh, dark side. that does like the sudden shift and shake. It does something like that, but it moves in a direction that you're able to dodge out of the way of. And then as it does that, it spins itself around and just going to do a claw attack on the soldier that's right in front of it. Oh, for a 19. 12 points of slashing damage. And 9 for a total of 21 to the general. Bringing him down a bit. He is now going to, like, you can see the attack. He brings up a shield and it like slices and tears through the metal itself as he like backs up into you, Themisto, as you are behind him. He kind of brings it up to protect you both and just kind of goes tears the shield off of his body, and you can see it sundered and torn like a tuna can, just there on the ground. Okay, Phoebe, it is now your turn.
Bless is still up.
I think so. It's up 10 rounds, is it? It's a full minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my counter here. I'm
Cool.
watching. We've got a couple left.
Perfect. I would like to get within 30 feet of the remaining Beastie Boy.
Could put you right here. Be
Cool.
over there next to Xanthus.
Perfect. And I want to unleash 3 Radiant Sunbolts at him.
Okay.
So the first is 21.
21 hits.
And that is going to be 11 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
The second is going to be a 22.
That also hits.
And that is 6 points of radiant damage.
Heard.
And then the third one is a 31.
Oh, that also hits.
And that is 10 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Also heard. You fire. How do you want to like flavor this action? I want to hear your.
So yeah, as I'm running up, I'll go ahead and like string the bow of radiant sun energy and release it. I think the first one is probably gonna hit like a shoulder, and the second one will hit like his thigh to try to like bring him down to a knee. And I want the third one, since I rolled so high, to like hit him right in the throat.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Interesting.
And what
Your
little bits of the sun are filtering through the weird sky are kind of like drawing into Phoebe as she's shooting these arrows.
these arrows, as they strike into its body, it takes a step back, and you see golden radiant veins go across its body and arms as it seems to expand in size a little bit. And with renewed vigor, it lets out a bull, like whoosh. There's like this burst of air that sparkles golden light as you see the wounds and stabs that had been on its body from the general's sword are now golden light, and they seal themselves up as it has taken healing damage from your radiant bolts.
Knowledge checkpoint. All right.
Oh
and
no!
you suddenly go, oh.
The xenomorphs are adapting to fight us, guys.
You hear a couple of choice words in ancient Greek.
Ah. I see.
Beautiful. Okay.
Son of a beta. No.
Oh no. Okay. Cypress, it is your turn. You are over here.
That's far. They're the beastie is the only enemy that I currently perceive, right?
Correct.
Gotcha. Well, Cypress will just get on up in there and will
Get up on it.
will dash and long jump to clear that distance. Peerless athlete, get it all the way up to it. And if I have enough room for it, with 60 feet to flank it.
Let's see. From where you were at, I don't think so, but could get. Ooh, actually, you know what? Fuck that. Yeah, you do. This will be fun. Let's put you right there. Go for it. See what happens. How do you get over there? Like, I know you said jump. Do you have any like visualization, or you just leap over its body?
More, you just see it as if this were an athletic event. Truly a remarkable bound with minimal running distance. Cypress takes 2 steps and then long jumps wildly over the entirety of the fountain and continues his placement running up behind this creature.
Beautiful.
With his hair blowing in the wind that is not really there.
Alrighty.
And that's it. No bonus action.
Themisto, it is now your turn to roll the die.
Misto puts her burrito down.
What's in that burrito?
It's
Vodka.
chickpeas and zucchini and like spinach, and it's very Mediterranean.
Just as long as it's not people, we're good.
We've set a floor.
I mean, I just found it here in the fight, so it could be
It's in the
anything.
fountain.
Oh no!
One of the civilians walking by dropped it as they fled.
Beautiful.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The Misto is going to hand her shield, like since she's behind the general, over in front and give it to him. And also in like a one-armed hug type of thing as I'm trading the shield off. I will use that to do another healing, since he just took a beating and the thing is now also needing it. So I am now healing the general again.
Beautiful.
And this time I am healing the general for 21 points.
Heck yeah. You literally reversed the damage that he had just taken. Because he is back up by +1 more than where he was before. So that was beautiful. Okay.
And since I'm right behind him and I did like the hug essentially to bring him back, as I shift off, I want to be beside him now instead. And I will use my bonus action snake bite attack. And now that I'm close enough, have my snakes lash out and try to envenom this creature.
This back so you can actually see. That would actually help.
Which hopefully does not make the creature have like poison strikes or something. But we're gonna go and try.
The only way to damage it is with healing spells.
Oh no, they're basically sentinels now.
Where's my bite? There it is. No, 13 probably doesn't hit.
It does not.
Well, they tried.
You did. You did the thing. That is okay. Emboldened by you. Go ahead.
I like to imagine that my snakes, as they struck out, actually like went to go for it and then second guessed themselves, like they were intimidated by the beast.
There's a level of heat coming off of this thing. Even when it's not using its claws through the air, there is like it's like standing next to an open oven. There's just like this. Your eyes kind of like wince a little bit at the dry heat that is just radiating from him. Cool. the general, now having been emboldened by your healing thing, he actually, both his attacks hit plus the bless made both his attacks hit, and he rolled decently. That is going to be a total of 32 damage that he does from both of those strikes.
Yeah.
You see that as his blade carves through it, there is this almost like blue electric like arcing as he like cuts faster and faster in 2 quick successive moves. It is now the boy's turn.
Okay, moving in unison, they are going to vault over the fallen tree. And move to, depending on if they have the movement, try to get within like a flanking position on this critter.
What's
support
his
their general.
Their movements are 30 feet. I don't think they can get to the other
Yeah, they're
side of
30s.
him. So, but
No?
they can get
Okay.
like on one can get like to the side of you, right here.
Okay.
So it's kind of like he's within range still because it's a catty corner cube. And then
All
the
right,
other
get
one
on
can-
in there. Just create that shield wall. I have not rolled in advance for them this time. I was
Okay.
too focused on eating my found food.
It's amazing what you find at the edges of a fountain.
I
Oh
slowly
no, you
die
found this on the
Laertes.
floor? Here?
Okay, so we've got 1 hit for Davos and 1 hit for Xanthus each.
Beautiful.
And Davos is just a 4 and Xanthus is a 7.
Every little bit helps.
But really, just the all of the Spartans being all together, I feel like that should give them some kind of like a group buff.
Yeah, like pack tactics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they? I thought they did have
Uh,
they have advantage.
Kobolds get that, I know.
Yeah, they have advantage on attack rolls against a creature. Oh, if at least one of their allies within 5 feet. Yeah.
Do they?
Yes.
Well, let me re-roll.
think
Okay, that's another hit for Davos.
Beautiful.
And that's actually okay. 2 more hits for Davos and 1 more for Xanthus. We've got 4 and then 7 for Davos, and Xanthus does an additional 6 damage.
4, 7,
So 17 total.
6. Beautiful. Ooh. Okay. Beautiful. That was awesome. 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 Sorry, it came out awful. That was awesome. Good job. All right, top of the round then is Aretno.
Having not realized that his loot has been detuned by the sudden exposure to this heat and the impact from hucking this fireball at it, he's going to go cast a spell, but not the spell that he intends to, as he hits a sour note and Mind Sliver goes out towards the big guy over there. That's going to be an intelligence saving throw for me, please.
Beautiful.
15 is the number to beat.
Well, I rolled a natural 20.
Well,
This guy does not want to go down without a fight.
can I silvery barbs that?
Can you? As you're rolling a spell, roll another spell? I think so, right?
It's a reaction, and a silvery barbs is not a leveled spell.
Okay. Sure. So re-rolls it.
Gets another natural 20.
No, it did get the same number twice, and that is 15.
Dang. That's the number to beat. Oh well, we tried.
Nice. So
And,
doesn't
use-
nothing happens?
Nothing happens. I'm going to say some choice words in ancient Greek as well, and spend the rest and spend my movement to tune my lute, because clearly that's the problem.
Right. God damn it! Just like smash it on the ground a little bit.
I have so many of these.
Yeah, it's fine. It fixes itself. That's the magic item. It just you smash it like a rock star, and then it just reforms.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. No, that's ends your turn. You stay put where you're at.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay there.
Okay, beautiful. Laertes, it is now your turn.
I'm going to attempt to do the same thing as last time. However, there was a slight glitch. It should have been a wisdom save, so that's my fault.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna try and go for it again and pre-roll and see if this actually works.
Does it hit, or I need to make a
No,
wisdom save?
it's a wisdom save.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry, my bad.
That is a 14.
It fails and takes 15 force damage.
Yay.
There's other things that happen now.
Beautiful.
Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. It takes force damage, cannot make reactions, and can only move half their movement speed for the duration. So the round.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. No reactions. Got it. That ends your turn.
I'm just still slumping there, just a hand shaking, pointing in its direction, just still not doing anything, just slumps in place.
Okay. Jeez. Everything's so dexterous. Oh well, okay. It's gonna make it oh, it's got choices now. Cyclone of death! No, it only gets 2 attacks. So I'm gonna do one on Cypress and then one on Davos, because he's gonna turn around and just go boom boom, one to the next. So the one for that was anticlimactic. That was a 10 for Cypress. 21 for Davos. Damn it. Okay. That is 8 points of slashing damage and 5 of fire. What is that? 13 points total of damage to Davos.
Gotcha.
And it looks like this creature is going into a rage. It's not doing anything per se. It's just like now it is just like you can see the fire kind of burning out of its eyes, and its attack actions seem more to be getting more frenzied. Okay. Oh well. Okay. Well, you know what? I didn't do it this time. I'm gonna move on. Phoebe, go for it. It's your turn.
Okay, let me go up to it and punch it, not with radiant arrows this time.
Go on this side of the general.
Okay, that is 23.
23 hits.
7 points of bludgeoning damage.
7 points bludgeon.
12.
Misses.
And then 25.
That hits.
That's cocked. 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
7. Beautiful. Whack, whack.
Is my turn.
Boy,
Wait, no, let me flurry of blows. I want to punch it one more time. I have key points. Okay. $19.
19 does hit.
8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Beautiful. All right. Boom, boom, boom. It takes each of these hits. it looks like it's starting to.
And let's me check.
Cypress,
I
you're up
think
next.
if it's magical yet.
It is.
Okay.
Your attacks?
I think D&D Beyond has fucked up my sheet a little bit.
I think it says it in I was looking at it the other day to see when that happens. It does happen at level 6.
It's like combined my 5e character monk sheet with some new monk stuff, so it's kind of it's doing some stuff. But
Okay.
as long as you say so, then yes.
All right, Cypress, it's now your turn.
Cypress is going to attempt to bash this thing with its shield.
Yeah.
So athletics check. Contest.
Okay.
There we go. Good thing I rolled so high the first time.
This is a 23.
25.
Nice.
So I will knock it prone if possible.
Yes, it is possible.
Then I will attack it once with advantage.
As it is on the ground.
Go. There we go. 24. Actually, 25. Because of magic weapon.
25 does hit.
Yeah. That is 9 slashing.
9 slashing.
Except it's magical.
Mm-hmm.
And he will attack it again. With advantage. I've seen you number 2 so frequently tonight. That is a 21.
21 does hit.
Actually, would be more with
Have
bless.
you been
but
rolling
doesn't matter.
bless?
No, but I've hit both times, thankfully. I will spend another spell slot to add 2d6. Or actually, no, I will not, because this thing recovers with Radiant.
No, go ahead. Do it.
No, I don't want to.
What's the worst that could happen? It'll
So
be fine.
that is 13 slashing damage.
13 slashing damage. Very nice.
And I believe that is it.
Very nice, very nice. Okay. Welcome, Raiders. Hello, Magic Academy. Welcome in, welcome in.
Hello.
Good to see you. It's been so long.
We're fighting a beast.
Yes, just a little bit.
Minion that will not die.
You stab into this creature, and for a moment, you consider, like, charging it with extra energy, and then you remember seeing what happened with Phoebe. And you're like, maybe not. The blade stabs in, and you see that power up go, and then you're like, oh no, it goes back down, and you pull the sword out.
No.
Oh.
Pokes it back down.
Shh. Okay. It stares over at you, and you can see this, or stares up at you because it is prone on the ground. I forgot. There is a fire in its eyes, which is not unusual because you've already seen this. But for you, Cypress, there is a strange moment of not being able to tell if this is rage or a sadness. It is a truly perplexing mixture. Like, the fire's still in its eyes, and that makes you feel like it's angry. But the expression that's on this creature's face looks almost like pained, which makes sense because you just stabbed it. And that ends your turn.
That's a shame.
Themisto, it is now your turn. You watch as, like, like one of those sword and sorcery posters, Cypress with it places his dagger into this beast and is just, like, trying to grab at the sword, and it's just like it makes a strange sound in its as it's getting stabbed. What are you doing?
I still feel that Themisto's efforts are best spent making sure that the soldiers around her can keep up the fight. Because though a capable warrior, this magic is where most of her strength lies. So, let us heal who got beat up last time. Davos got hit. Are any of the like random Secret Service dudes wounded?
They're currently look like they have been doing what was told, and they are guarding the downed Orcos.
Okay, good. In that event, then, how about Cypress? Is he doing okay? Phoebe, I look to Phoebe. Does she have any wounds?
She kind of has a black eye forming. Her cheek's a little swollen, but otherwise not bad.
Okay. I believe that accounts for everyone in my vicinity. I know Davos is still pretty healthy, but I know the general has been taking a beating facing off with this thing. So I will continue to focus my efforts on him. I think of it almost this time as it's practically a thought that now that the general is holding my shield, it is if the shield is radiating healing energy back into him from the back of the shield. So you can
Nice.
see that, like, as the Misto is scanning, looking for who's injured, her snakes all start to focus towards the general, and she turns her attention that way too, and says a quiet blessing, then thereby doing some more healing for him.
Nice.
And I'm noticing too, I'm going to need to re-prepare my spells depending on what way we decide to go, because I now have a copy of every spell that says Legacy and a copy that is like a newer version. And some of them are the same and some of them are different.
Yeah.
I'm using Legacy for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and so with this, oh, that's right, I gotta destroy a dice because I ran out of third level spells. The general is healed for 15 points of healing.
Nice. He is almost back up to full health. Most of his wounds have been healed.
In what I think is a pretty cool way.
Yeah, that is awesome. Okay. Also,
And my snakes will do a snake bite attack, why not?
snake bite.
16?
16 does hit.
Okay. Then the target needs to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please. It just needs to beat a 13, unfortunately.
How would you feel if I turn that into a charisma saving throw?
That sounds pretty.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna use whatever that feature is called. Sorrowful Fate.
Well, it rolled a 3.
Right. And it also takes an additional D8 of psychic damage since it failed.
Wow. Okay.
And-
Oh, that is the most depressing thing I've ever heard.
Well, here's the kicker on that one, Aaron. If it's reduced to 0 HP in the next minute, it's magically compelled to utter darkly poetic final words before succumbing to its injuries.
This
Oh,
is amazing.
please, someone kill it.
Okay.
If it's capable of speaking, which I understand that it may not be.
Just a baleful groan.
Oh, no.
So,
I hope you know what you have just done. Okay, go on.
This is phenomenal. I mean, it is one of the minions of the Hymn of Death, so maybe it will have something spooky to say. It takes an initial 3 points of damage. However, it is now poisoned. So
You said how much psychic damage?
The D8.
Roll me a d8.
shall I or shall it or shall
Whoever.
no?
Go for
Whomstever.
Go for it.
Okay. I will do it on our behalf. 5. Three poison, 5 psychic.
Hold on. Move! Damn you! Oh, I need to. I did
Locked
the
it
wrong
down
one.
Too good. Amazing.
Just so you know that I'm not making it up.
How I kill it with my snake hair. That's a little weird.
Well, that and the embarrassment of its final moment having been taken out by snakes. Oh my god. Okay, hold on.
I think what you meant was boo and hiss.
I'm doing something. If I can find what I'm looking for. Where is... No, not shopping music. Okay. There we go. It lays its head back slowly.
Are you just gonna start playing in the arms of the angels?
No. That would get us in trouble. But I am playing this song, which Iskra will know.
Yep.
Truly, a terrible fate for me to fall this day, having been summoned into the world, and now to have fallen by such small things. I saw for myself so much greatness, but now I have been brought low by this band of children. I can see the light. May it be bright. Bright and calling me home. Calling me home.
And it expires and begins to sizzle and burn away. I love that I went with Leaving Earth from the Mass Effect 3 soundtrack.
That's so good.
Did they all speak, or was that the only one?
It never had the ability to speak until the spell made it just self-aware enough to know that it was going to die.
Actually,
Themisto and all the Spartans bow their heads.
how many of you know Celestial?
I do.
I think I do.
I gotta look at my sheets. I don't
Themisto
remember.
does. She's her religious studies have
do.
aided her with
I
this.
do.
Does
It's-
Redness read
it-
Celestial?
It speaks 2 languages, Abyssal and Celestial, and it said it all in Celestial.
Mm.
It can be our angle or our devil, baby.
Didn't we decide Celestial was
Like ancient
Old.
Behiran?
yeah, it's like Bahiran?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
That's so curious. That would be very interesting to Themisto to hear that happen. It makes sense, knowing what we know. But wow.
All right. Dope. There is a moment now where you all are left kind of like breathing heavy from the intensity of the last 20 something seconds. 30 seconds, maybe. The general looks down at this creature that is now oozing away into nothingness, looks over at you with eyes widened. You can see coming down the streets in multiple directions some more of the Spartan soldiers and a small crowd of humans that are gathered to watch. And the twitching form that is Orcos as he is tightly bound within the iron binds of his imprisonment. And it is with that we are going to go to break, and we will be
Ooh,
right
can I
back.
say one thing as we end?
Sure.
The Mister is going to say to the general, "Proof enough for the kings."
Oh, nice.
That's actually.
Okay, let's make sure everything's still working. All right, cool. Had some tech difficulties right at the last possible second, as of course it would happen. Okay. Well, that was a thing. That just happened. You stand in the courtyard here in Sparta. What happened to my sound effects? You are. Oh, we don't need a club interior. That's weird. Okay. The soldiers over by Orcos have blades pointed down at him, even though he just like is looking everywhere around you. Remember the last time I think we had talked about? It seemed like the summoning of these things had taken a great toll on him. And he now finds himself not moving as he's bound within these iron binds, these rings that wrap around him like a straitjacket. The beast is now starting to like sizzle away. And even though the sun is not fully out, you can feel its warmth on your bodies. It is a strange sensation because the light's gone, but the heat of it is not quite. And so
The light is still dimmed.
yeah, it's still dimmed. Nothing has changed. But you
Cypress will walk up. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Cypress will walk up to wherever the most of the party is. We're not done here yet. He's still muscled out with his magic weapon. We need to go into the building.
The general looks around at the chaos of the square of the square, the fallen trees, the ruined buildings that these monsters had leapt from. The troops that are now beginning to fill the plaza and push the spectators kind of back further away. He's going to look over at the Misto.
I believe this would be enough for some evidence for the king. Plus, he will have my word and the word of most of the soldiers present. Even if he was not to believe that, he would have no choice with so many witnesses present.
The Misto will have had her sword out horizontally in front of her, the chain with the censer ball hanging off it, and she's already lit the incense in the censer, and then takes the sword and tips it down towards the ground, holds it with both hands, and lets the slight wind start to move the censer, and she's focusing on casting it or a prayer out into the wind. But as the general speaks to her, she nods and she says, "Your sword and the lightning that came from it, was that you?"
He looks down at the weapon in his hands, sheaths it into his belt.
It was not me, per se, but this sword was a gift given to me by the king. It has been passed down from one general to the next, for as long as memory serves. Story has it that it is made from some lost art from the Fallen Kingdom.
It protected us well. And Themisto is going to turn and, as she's praying, begin to circle the fountain, making her way around. And she's gonna head towards the entity that she initially attempted to help. So, depending on how long we're out here, everyone who was wounded, so that's going to be Aretino, the General, Davos, Cypress, and Phoebe, are all going to receive 14 points of healing, but Laertes is going to receive 21 because of using my Bardic Inspiration maximum die on Laertes' portion of this
Thank you.
prayer of healing.
Much obliged.
Is
If
this around
anyone
a
is
10
paying
minute thing?
attention, you may notice a slight golden something on the wind. Almost like you think you see like a little bit of like lens flare, essentially, out of the corner of your eye. But it's that subtle.
Nice. Laertes, what were you
Is-
saying?
While she was talking with the general, I would have basically crawled from the fountain over to, I hope, a person, some semblance of one. I hesitate at first at trying to find a hand because I get that awful feeling of it's like trying to touch something that is just one giant raw nerve. But I still kind of want to try and help it feel like it's not alone.
You see,
So I just try and reach for a semblance of a hand.
yeah, you going up to it. This is little more than a skeleton and flesh on it. Now that now that everything has been calmed to where you can actually focus on what you are looking at. You remember reaching out towards everything and the sensation of finding and latching onto something and trying to remove it. It's not even moving right now. It just looks like, I guess you could take your pick, either Uncle Ben or Aunt Maru.
Oh, no.
I love you.
Spooky season's upon us.
I'm just going to hold whatever is there of their hand, trying to find some semblance of life. And there's this somewhat shell-shocked yeah, I think the shell shock of it is that he's not trembling at this point, even though he should be. You would expect, like, when he's using all this power, when he's been that hit, he's always just a quaking mess afterwards. And I think just the sight of this person has just rendered all that gone for a moment. And he's just doing this mantra of very quiet private apologies.
Your eyes look upon this thing, and your mind starts to calculate and think of some of the possibilities of why this happened the way it did. And like I told Themisto earlier, you start to pick up on the fact that its body doesn't look fully one species.
Mm.
You see humanoids. You even see bones that look animal in nature. But all melded together. I don't know who had their hand up first, Cybus or Themisto.
Not sure either.
Okay.
I'm just going to talk to Laertes, so whenever that works in the order, we can go.
Or Cypress, what were we gonna say?
Cypress at first, kind of wandering around impatiently. But after the end of the 10 minutes, his muscles go away at the end of the divine sense, or not divine sense, but his
Yeah.
peerless athlete. But he's still holding on to his magical blue sword. And after kind of easing out, the adrenaline wears down. He doesn't feel like necessarily an opportunity's been wasted just yet. He more like reanalyzes the situation. And he goes over to where Laertes is crouched down by this being, and definitely not taking up the same space as Laertes, like not getting as intimate or touching this creature, but kind of crouching down next to it, potentially within its awareness. He's going to attempt to use Aphrodite's gift that he never has before. And he's going to attempt to cast Charm Person.
Okay.
Aware that it is mostly not humanoid.
Nor alive.
Oh, it's dead now?
Yeah, were you not listening?
I assumed
Yeah.
it was nearly dead on its way out.
No, it was not moving. Nothing. There is nothing to be alive on this thing.
Never mind on that then.
But
But
you
he will
crouch
still-
with the intent
Yeah.
of doing so. You go over and crouch as
Yeah.
the Misto. You come over. What were you gonna say?
I think maybe I'll let the moment pass. There's too much gathering. So Themisto will just finish her slow walk around the fountain.
The fountain.
And you do hear her return to her origin point, and you hear the sword point touch the ground with a little light scrape as she kneels down on both knees there and contemplates, centers herself as we decide what to do next.
I sort of start to become a little bit more of my surroundings, and as I catch the Misto at the tail end of, I guess, sort of a ritual casting.
It's a 10-minute spell, so
Yeah. The woman you met, she's like them. And I look at where the pile of Nagoosh was smoten upon the city square. Aaron, did I get a sense of where in the town, and more just sort of a direction?
Just a direction.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get a distance, just
It was
peripherally
at
kind
the edges of your. So you know more than half a mile by this point because it had been at the edges of that sensory. Whenever you had felt it the last time.
But like close to city center, or
No, it was going like southeast along the
Okay.
outskirts of the city.
oh, so out. Okay.
Not necessarily out, just along the edges of the city, because
Okay.
you're in like the city kind of is almost like a triangle, and you are in like an upper west corner of it. She was going like southeast, which would take her along just the edges of the city.
Okay. So,
The markets
Shoot.
are that way.
okay.
The way you came in to the city is in that direction.
She was somewhere in the south of the city. And there was power behind her. Of her.
I felt the same when I looked at her. If we are quick, maybe there's still a chance that the mist will rise as she's speaking.
Mhm.
Laertes, I am sorry. She'll look at the creature. You moved the mountains. And then she's going to head back over to the crew with the Spartans, Aretno, Phoebe.
Lady Themisto, I have enough soldiers here to take down a small army. Give us the word and we shall attempt to see to one of your two problems that remain. We can go inside what is left of this building, the furriers, see what we can find. Or we attempt to locate the one whom escaped.
Manaya is her name.
Menee. I believe we have one of our iron fists that are supposed to be tracking her. Whether he still lives or not, I'm unsure, but
My companions, what do you think? She'll look to Cypress and Phoebe and Aretno.
Laertes, can you handle another fight today? Perhaps your keen eye might be of more use inside.
If that's where I was thinking. Can someone help me
agree.
stand?
I'll come help you up like I tried to do in the fight.
Davos comes to your other side.
Since an army of soldiers seems excessive to search a building and would have a better chance of finding one person in the city than the comparatively few of us.
Yeah, city they know better than any of us. So it is then. General, please help us to find Manaya. Cypress, you look ready for a fight, and I still feel the gods with me, so we could help with this if the rest of you wish to check the furriers. Phoebe, what about you?
I'm worried for Laertes. Though I do have fight in me. So I don't know.
My son, the choice is yours. Also, DM, above table, is it okay for us to do like a couple of us go try to find Manea with the army, or is that going to cause more problems?
This is basically giving you the opportunity to do one or the other. That way we don't have to split again.
Okay.
If the army feels more confident to do one than the other, then they should.
Right then. I don't want to let Manaya go, but I place my trust in the general.
We also know at least their stated plan of where they're going next.
But I was going to say if we lose her here, we know where to pursue her.
That is right. General, please. What you have seen out here, she may not be able to do that, but she holds a powerful sway over the minds of who she meets. You must be careful if you run into her.
I understand. Do not worry. Ooh, a few of us may fall, but we do have an army. We will do what we must to protect what is sacred to us, our home. There is not a single one of us that would not lay down our life for our fellow countrymen. And we would do so without hesitation.
Then go with the gods.
May Ares bless your efforts.
He starts to walk away, then stops, looks down at Orcos, looks back over at you.
Would you have us take this man to the palace? I believe we can carry him from with this.
They did want to question him.
If you can spare 2 men, then yes.
I'll spare 4 just in case.
So be wary if you undo his gag.
I am not going to touch him.
He's a magician.
We will stand before the kings. We will await your return.
Mr. turns to the business of what we're about to do next.
As they start to,
Oh, go ahead first.
I was just gonna say, as they start to carry Orcos off, she's just gonna go, never getting my shell back, am I?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Aretono. When I was last in the furriers, you were able to peer inside. Can you do so again? Is it safe?
I can. It will take a considerable amount of my remaining focus, but I will be able to if we think it is worth the expenditure.
I will leave that to you. Otherwise, we have shields at the ready, and she'll look to Cypress's shield that is so well polished that it shines even in this dim light. And
It's bioluminescent. Not really. Shouldn't be.
Think of all the things that Cyrus has swayed it through during combat. It's collected some awful things on it.
Okay. So, four of the Spartans pick up Orcos from the bands, where they can like grab hold, and you just see them like carrying him through the streets like a procession carrying a was it litter?
He's also gonna say, I forgot to tell them the password.
That's probably for the best.
They will take him towards the palatial fortress there in the center of Sparta. You see that there is a small contingent of soldiers that still remains here. They kind of, we'll say there's like 6 of them that will kind of spread out around the house itself. And allow you to do your business, but kind of keep a watchful eye on the environment as humans and other denizens of Sparta are starting to kind of gather and look at the fallen trees, the broken rooftops, the smoldering like remains of the beasts you have fought have now kind of started to. There's very little of them left, as they have just kind of sizzled into nothing. Except for the innards of one such creature.
Before I get sort of Red Rover carried away from the scene, can we drape a cape or something over them? Give them one last bit of dignity.
Of course.
I can start the pyre even if we need to.
We need to deal with this first.
One of the Spartan soldiers offers his like shawl piece.
Thank you.
Phoebe will place a coin as the cape gets draped over.
Beautiful. Okay.
Actually, Phoebe's gonna place 3 or 4 coins because this is an amalgamation of people, and we don't know whose soul is gonna try to cross over.
All of them, I think.
All right. Cool. We can close this out and move to this. All right. So the 5 of you move over to the door of the furrier's place. You guys ready to head inside? All right. Who's leading the way?
Cypress.
Cypress. Cypress, you go
No
up to the
objections.
you go up to the door, place your hand on the metallic ring, and pull outwards. And it like opens and reveals a darkened interior. This being the first time that all but one, well, I guess 2 of you have already seen this room, but the other 3 have not. This front area of the former shop is mostly empty. Empty racks and the lone counter are all that remain of the former furrier's establishment, with a single door that's in the back corner that leads into another room. On either side, and it's a fairly large room. This would contain, this is basically the storefront itself, right? Guess we'll just turn back map cam on, just for shits and giggles. Go. So.
Anybody scream cap that?
I mean, you can see it. It's just my my numbers for the general's attacks earlier. Okay, so are there any spells that still remain active, or is everybody?
Just
Magic
a-
weapon is up for an hour.
All right, cool. So you're still. Is that concentration?
Yes.
So you go.
And if it's dark inside, I'll cast light.
And bless is gone. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I can re-bless, but I'll save that. And if things get spicy, we can.
Bye, bless. You were very useful.
Meat.
Although
what else is over here?
I'm running low on divine energy, so maybe I'll save it just in case there's a couple more healing that I need to do on people.
Yeah, actually, speaking of, I'm going to expend a charge from the loot to heal myself a little bit more before we head in.
Yoink, and then yoink. Where is my mini thingy? So you enter.
Are you still looking fairly damaged after that loot charge? Do you play a little song for yourself?
Yeah, I'm looking okay. I'm above the table. I'm about at 50% now.
Ooh, okay. Then as we're going in and we're all stacking up on the door, as Themisto assesses more closely that Oregino is still fairly wounded, she's going to be, come here a minute, and she'll take the flat of her sword and press it against your arm, basically laying it so that it covers as much surface area as it can. And you see that burst of green energy with a couple of flower petals that fly off, and you're gonna get another 9 health.
Thank you, Thunisto. I feel much better than I did 15 minutes ago.
Okay. As there is quite a few of you and not a lot of space, who is all going in?
I know I kind of have to, and what I was going to be bringing up is that as we're starting to get in, I'm ritualistically starting to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. So we'll start the 10 minutes as you are walking into the main room there.
I know both Davos and I have arms on Laertes, but if it gets snug in there, I think maybe Davos can take a step back.
Okay.
Since I'm a wee bit smaller than he.
Okay. For sure.
And I think after I've started to get a little bit of a breath back, I'm less in need of being weekend at Bernied through the place. So maybe just the one person.
Yeah, and I'll do more for like emotional support as you need less physical.
Mm-hmm. Like he's still leaning, but it's less dead weight than it was a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now puts you towards the back. Is that cool? Okay.
Yeah, I would have probably wanted Cypress or one of the Spartan boys or Phoebe to go in first, since there are beat 'em ups.
Heard.
Cypress, were you going to say something?
No, that was just indicating I definitely mean to go in first. I would just need a source of light.
Yeah. I mean, it is dark inside, but there are a couple of like oil lamps that sit on the corners of the counter space. It's the same. There's a little bit of a haunting feeling, Themisto, as you enter into this space, as you remember having been in here just the day before, and the feeling that it gave you, with how creepy of a vibe this is. Like the empty storefront, the overpowering like oddities that the characters that were in here brought to your feeling.
It's much better with a shiny Phoebe and my companions by my side. I, as we enter, point out, they all stood over there. And over there was, I think, a preparation space of some kind.
What's the way further in?
Just the one door that is right here.
I will take you as far as I went.
Point out the way. And Cypress will lead where it's indicated.
I point.
Point. All right. Anything else you're doing in the room?
Perception. Or investigation, perhaps.
Whichever. You tell me.
I will do a perception check because I'm good at that. Musically. Apparently singing to my dice works because that was a nat 20. For a total of 29, because I got snakes on my head that help me look at stuff.
Cypress walks over to the door as he prepares to open it. And your scales grow cold as you see the briefest glimmer from the shine of his armor catching the light from the one of the oil lamps. A thin wire connects the door handle to the countertop.
Am I close enough to grab him?
Sure.
Yeah.
You were behind him.
Okay, I grab him. Oh, wait. She almost hisses that command.
Cypress does.
You guys are right there.
Just there. Look. and she will point so that her hand is like right next to your face so that you can follow her finger easily to this thin booby trap wire going to the door.
It goes from door and into the countertop.
How do we disarm it? Or should everyone just stand back and I kick the door in?
Ladies, you're in the process of casting Detect Magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait just a moment, and Laertes might be able to tell for us.
You'll have to wait 10 minutes.
Oh,
So you
okay.
have just entered
Yeah.
into the room.
Can someone look on the other side of the counter? Maybe it's something we can take care of carefully and quietly. I don't know if it is an alarm or something worse.
Alright, then how could you look?
I'll poke my head. I'll nod silently and poke my head over the top of the counter, try and take a look.
Make a perception check for me.
Is another natural 20 going to do it?
For a total of
25.
Missing our
Um,
calling as a bomb disposal team.
Right?
you've played Skyrim a few times, I'm assuming, in your life. Yeah, you
I
know
have
those
dabbled.
those countertops. They are those counters that are like in every other like
one counter
thieves
that they
den
have?
that
Yeah.
like has all the empty shelves and it's like 1 potion and 2 coins or whatever.
Yeah.
You see on the corner closest to the door, there is a small wooden chest, about like a foot by a hand's breadth. And it sits on a countertop. And as you look you can see that there is like a small little hole that has been carved into the wood where that string feeds into that box.
Connected to some sort of small wooden chest about a foot by a hand's breadth.
That is now that I'm thinking about it in
think you
like
should get
in a
inspiration from
different in another term, I'm like literally thinking about a foot and a hand's breadth instead of the measurement of a foot. Anyway, go on.
I was thinking about it by the unit of measurement, but it's way funnier.
But here was the body
I mean,
parts.
we're in ancient Greece, so
Yeah. It's appears to be connected to something inside, although I can't tell what.
You open it?
it's probably not a great idea.
Do you
Agree
think-
with that.
Should
If
we
we-
bring it closer to the door? Maybe we can open the door without triggering it.
The wire is connected through the countertop.
Ah,
What?
And as I said, there's
does-
a drilled line that goes through it.
I misunderstood. I thought the
Yeah,
drill was through the chest,
No,
inside of the
it
chest.
also yes.
Oh, okay. I got
It goes through the countertop and into the chest. The wire does.
I gotcha.
Do you think if we cut it and it went black, it will not trigger?
Well, which way does the door open? Would opening the door tension or loosen?
Ooh, that's a
the,
great question.
The door opens into the next room, so it would,
So
you
opening
would have
it
to
would
push.
tension.
Yes.
We could try cutting a hole in the door.
I'm not very adept with this sort of thing.
I could put my shield over the chest if that's a explosive device.
Well, I could open it from a distance, or move it. Does it look like it's weighs maybe more than 5 pounds?
It's hard to say. It looks like
Hard
it
to
could
say.
weigh. Yeah, it looks like it could be light enough. It's made out of
Yeah.
wood.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is there a skill in D&D that is associated with disarming traps?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand usually.
Or thieves' tools proficiency.
Dexterity. The Laertes. Go. What were you gonna say? The Laertes. I went 2 different directions in my sentence at the same time.
while this conversation is going on, has 10 minutes gone by, or how wibbly wobbly?
We're like
getting
5. It's like 5 at this point.
close? Okay.
But we're getting close.
All right. I'm not gonna break what I'm doing then, because that needs to go off before I do anything else.
Okay.
We could try bashing a new wall,
That might be not the worst
a
idea.
new hole in the wall.
I could try to disarm it.
Everyone else out. In case it's an explosive, I have my shield. I can't protect anyone else.
Okay, the two of you then. We don't know what it is. It could be more of the plague in there.
Hmm.
What you gonna do?
Is it
Right.
better for us all to be present, or is it better to
No.
have those trying to disarm the?
I agree with you, Cypress, and maybe give it your best.
Does anyone have a dagger I can use? Or
I have
like
the
very
end of a
small
javelin.
scissors?
I'll reach into my belt and whip out a small dagger and hold it by the blade and hand it to you.
Shh. Apollo, protect them. I'm gonna use bless. So you guys at least get the D4 on your saving throw if this goes
Everyone also who's close to me gets +2 for the protection.
poorly.
Unfortunately, I'm out of Bardic. Otherwise, I'd hook you up.
I
Alright,
thought if you would
you're
have
gonna
Laertes
blast.
out.
Yeah. I file out of the room.
I'll stay here
temporarily.
with Phoebe just in case something happens.
Going back out the door. Reginald going back out the door.
Yep, I'll be ready to jump back in with some emergency healing just in case.
Laertes, your spell goes off.
Okay.
You look up-
Eh,
You look
Okay.
around the room with new eyes and don't see anything of magical nature inside.
in the room,
Mm-mm.
it goes 30 feet. I don't know how X-ray vision-y it gets, but I don't know if I see through walls with that or not.
I don't think there's a limitation on
Yeah.
what it is.
I think it's like a foot of wood or stone, an inch of lead, or 3 feet of...
Spell penetrates most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, 3 feet of wood.
Okay.
So unless the
Um,
walls are 3 feet,
But no, they're not
Or
3
made of
feet of
stone.
wood, but it is both stone and wood because it is
Okay.
the mortar base.
Fair
So, not in this room. That's all you get.
okay. I don't get anything immediately off of that, but doesn't mean that it's not dangerous. And I'm gonna let the Misto help me hobble out.
Are there any windows to the rest of the building?
There is one that's kind of behind you, but it is boarded up from the inside. It is inside and outside of this window were boarded up
But is that window into this room or any of the other rooms?
into this room from outside.
Okay, there are no other windows leading to the other rooms.
No.
Thought I'd ask.
Yep.
As the Misto leaves the room, I'll be sure to give her a kiss.
Okay.
The Misto returns a said kiss with one of her own.
Okay. All right.
I still owe you the theater. And I will go set up next to Cypress to maybe have the shield protect us as I try to cut the wire.
All right. There's a tight squeeze behind this counter, but you get in close, and you are now up close with this box and a dagger. And Cypress is has a shield raised over your head to try and bring it down just in case.
Disarm.
All right. So I need you to make a dexterity check with this improvised thieves tool. So unfortunately, it's going to be at disadvantage.
Okay,
And
sleight
not
of
a
hand?
flat roll. Yes.
Okay, at disadvantage.
I believe.
Just dagger.
Crap.
Shit. That would have been really good. 13.
13. Okay.
It would have been a without disadvantage. It would have been a 26.
Damn.
No.
Okay.
That's rough.
You see a seal that goes around the edges of this box. It kind of looks like a jewelry box or something like that. Some sort of improvised casing for something. There is just a little bit of a lip that you can find, and you like as you kind of peek your head around as best you can in the light. You bring
Sandra just purchased inspiration. Is it too late to use it?
Yes.
We'll keep it for the
We'll
saving
keep
throws.
it for the keep this just in case. Just in case. You just because I've already started this. You find the seal. You see where the line goes inside this seal. So it's like the box lid is set on top of it, right? The line goes inside of it. You take the dagger and you slide it along the edges, keeping a finger pressed and holding the thread, trying to keep that tension the same as you lift the box lid. You can feel the sweat dripping down the sides of your temple. There is a moment of holding your breath, and then you hear and then an explosion fills the air around you, and all you see is fire, a flash of phosphorus and a flash of fire. And that trap goes off. Let's see. Hello? I broke it.
We did intelligently split the party.
You did. You did
Yes.
really good. That is 27
There are
points
situations.
of fire damage.
Is there?
Do
can
we get
I
a
make any
saving
kind
throw?
of? Yeah.
There is no saving throw for this.
Wow.
27.
Mhm.
Well,
You said?
damn.
No.
There is in the trap description. There is no saving throw for this. It
Oh,
just goes
now
off.
I'm glad you healed me, because I would have been down to 3 if you had not healed me.
The door that you were standing by, Themisto, flies off the hinges, and the window that was boarded up goes flying outwards. Poof. I will because Cypress was there with the shield and was kind of like ready to protect. Go ahead and give yourself back 7 points of health.
Okay.
Cool.
It's-
Since there was no saving throw for this.
Yeah. See, it could have been worse.
Do you remember Backdraft?
Yeah.
Misto runs into that fireball like she is a firefighter.
Yeah,
Ready
there
to scoop up and carry out.
you fly backwards against this wall, landing like Cypress hits wall, Phoebe hits Cypress as the blast like shatters everything in this front room. There is no more counter, Tom. It is gone.
I'm so sorry.
The countertop was removed as if by some giant hand.
I guess I need to roll concentration to see
Yes,
if I
please.
maintain my magic weapon.
Probably.
Yes.
Is it half the damage?
Half the damage or over 10, whichever one is higher.
Okay, so I'm trying to save against 10. I
That'd be
think.
the same, yeah.
My dice are rolling low, but thanks to my own aura, I'm good.
Beautiful.
Sword's still blue.
So will your chest from the impact of a Phoebe against it. But that's a tomorrow problem.
You're so compact.
She's light but dense, you know?
Very muscular.
Immediately, the
Heard that
rest
before.
the rest of the party kind of like immediately files in as there's smoke that is kind of clearing in the room.
I feel like at first you're like, oh, maybe Phoebe's just still got light cast, and you realize no, like it's just like the ends of her hair and her like dress are a little like
No.
singed.
Yeah, I immediately head over and take her by the hand and hold her shoulder and do a little little bit of magic. This time the sword is at my side, but I touch it to activate, so you see the sword glow a little bit, and she takes her hand and brushes aside Phoebe's charred hair, and with a touch under the chin, then a little bit of healing is done, restoring you for 9 points of health again.
No problem.
Oh, burning hair smells so bad. Anyway, next through.
Oh, Cypress, your golden hair.
I have plenty.
And
Okay.
Cypress, I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm all out.
I'm
Healing
gonna-
now.
Cypress
I feel like
just
your
kind
hair
of
is still,
brushes his
like-
hair over the spot.
It's still like kind of like waving in the wind of the explosion.
Well, I'm gonna burst in right after you, Themisto, and strum off a second level healing word for Cypress, bringing
Oh.
back 4, 5, 6, 10.
Gracias.
You also see that the door is blown inwards into the next room.
In we go. Cypress will not charge, but will go first, waiting to make sure everyone's ready to go behind him.
Okay. Oh yeah. It's built to resist.
Laertes, I might need your arm this time.
Yeah, I imagine he's sort of like, you know, that kid that when they're in a pool, they never kind of leave the edge. They're kind of just doing that like handhold thing. He's kind of doing that as he's getting into the door and just looking at this grandpa monster style explosion that just happened to these two. Just, I thought I was the mad scientist. What?
We'll just help each other walk in. It's fine.
Beautiful. Okay,
Hey,
who's
let's
leading?
hope no more of these.
Who's leading the way in?
Cypress.
Cypress. Who follows?
Me, so I can try and see over his shoulder.
And me.
I guess I'm trying to look for what else is around,
Mhm.
either for magical or what other engineered issues has been cobbled together in this place. And considering I have such a, well, mathematical and engineering polymath background, I'm looking for things to solve or undo.
Cypress exploded. There must have been another trap. He's completely gone.
A boom! He gets disintegrated. Oh no!
I
my
will
gosh.
cast light on Cypress's shield since he's going in first.
Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Since he's going in the room first, now I feel like I have to wait for him to get back.
Cypress! Cypress!
It's fine, I'm sure.
Oh no, the room ate him.
Yeah, the room. It's always the room.
He's a
Um,
mimic.
In the meantime, do I see anything
Um,
magical?
There is a large circle that is on the wall above this side of the this side of the room. Basically, as you're entering, you remember this having been described to you by the Misto, I think it was,
And I got
and
the visual shown by a retina.
or no, that's right. So as Cypress is entering. As Cypress is entering with light cast on your shield by Phoebe, you peering over his shoulder. I would even say with one hand on his shoulder as you kind of guiding you in, and you're like looking around. You see that there's this giant circular sigil that is on the wall that is laced with something dark in it.
Mm-hmm. Instead of getting moth to a flame bug zapper situation, I know that's there. I know I have to deal with it. I want to look around the room for anything like what we just ran into before I just rush over.
Offerings are piled around this podium below this symbol. And there are 2 doors that exit this room. One here and one on this side right here. I redrew over it. I thought that was something. So we'll say there's one right there. Make a perception check, if you will.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Nope, you're
interrupt
fine.
Cypress.
Both of you make a perception check if you wish.
My perception's not great.
15.
18.
18.
Don't worry, Retno and I'll be in there pretty soon.
You're keyed up. You're queued up.
Both.
All right, as you guys are walking further in, we'll say
Yeah,
that the other
because
two.
Laertes
go in.
and I are staying arm in arm.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to move her up to where I am so we're in proximity.
Huh? She's right here. Wait, who?
Phoebe to me since we're
Yeah, she's right
side
behind
hugging.
you.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
Okay. You have entered into the room. You see that there are various offerings that have been left here at the foot of this space. There are seats that are hanging around. And there is this giant symbol that is glowing with all sorts of abjurational something.
Sorry, abjuration or aberrational?
Aberrational, sorry.
Aberrational.
But
okay.
also, as you are looking at it, go ahead and give me an investigation or arcana check for him.
It's gonna be Arcana because I was gonna go into identify next, but
Okay.
I will do this first. Dirty 21.
Okay. There is a intricacy to this aberrational sigil that you start to recognize in a sense of it being it is an abjuration spell, and it is active. And you can see that there are the spell runes that are starting to glow and like kind of sizzle up towards the top.
I don't know what that's doing, and I don't want to give it time to reach that.
You
probably
have
much
6
bigger boom.
seconds.
Dispel magic.
Okay. Let me see here. What's the with this spell?
Just let me hit the
How does
cast
that work?
button. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability.
I need you
So
to
it's
make
the DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. I need you to make a spell ability check. Then.
So that's just
It's
D20 plus my modifier, right?
correct.
Do I understand that? Okay.
Mhm.
Anyone can help me now is a good time.
Yeah. You do have inspiration.
Does he?
You do?
No,
Can I give you
Someone
my
did. Was it
Can I
Phoebe?
give you my inspiration?
because it's a 17
This
total
is
right now.
something that can be done.
Did you give it to him or
I
not?
do not have anything
Yes.
to give.
I was just making sure I could.
Mm.
It's yours.
Okay, thank you. It's a 17 without it. Let's see what happens. That first one was a lot better, so we're gonna go with the 17.
17. All right.
Because would that cover
Your
up to a 7th level spell? Do I understand that correctly?
hmm
Okay.
the as far as I understand it,
hmm
you see the glitter start to go all the way up to the top, and your heart starts to pound as you're like trying to make these quick calculations. And just within the last 2 runes, as they were about to meet at the very top, you formulate just the needed arcanum to sizzle this out of existence. And whatever spell rune this was about to unleash falls like ashy paper from the walls. This and falls to the ground. 17 was what you needed.
Oh,
That's 2 very lucky rolls in as many sessions. And
can't be too many more rooms in here.
and you see him just keel to the floor on his
I'll
knees.
catch you on the way down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's running out of juice pretty quick here. That was his last of that spell level.
Even if I can't keep you from hitting your knees, I'll slow the descent so it doesn't hurt so bad.
Yeah, he's just the flop sweat has come back. He's not full dead weight, but he definitely needed someone to soften the impact for him, or basically be tasting his knees.
I don't know what you did, but I think it was very well done.
Yes.
I wish I would have had time to understand it.
There may yet be. But I think we've further to go. Next room.
The Mister will nod. I would like to take a look around this space as everyone is filtering into the next room.
Sure.
We want to check the door for traps first, though.
Yes, please.
Sonder, is that what you bitch? I love you.
We miss our star girl.
No. What flavor are Larity's knees?
Mental picture of the flavor of Laertes' knees.
Well, I have something for this if you want to give it a sec.
He spent 10,000 channel points.
Might as well. What the hell? Nobody.
Incredible.
I want you to consider how he has spent his life. First, as a kid, being barely able to stand. There's this... It's not really there as much as this sort of cosmic sense memory of the dust from the floor. Old pages and scrolls, that smell of old paper. Ink, chalk dust, as he sort of wiped chalk from the board on his pants over the years. And even though it's not seen there, it's not smelled there, it's not present in any way, it's almost like a academic mark left on some aspect of whatever you might call a soul. And that's all you get. Fuck you.
That was so good.
And I changed the song too late because the key to this song happens like shortly in a second. It just gets it reaches this really great little stringy crescendo. Anyway, that was amazing.
My perception was a 26.
26. Okay. That was great. I love that. Thank you for that, Sonder. That was beautiful.
When I visit Texas, we'll have words.
26. You see just to the side of the door, hidden below like a railing, there is a little box similar to the one that you imagine, but a smaller, more cuboid shape. And it's got a piece of that string still stuck to it. You imagine that this is probably some sort of release lever or something that to turn off or on this, whatever was on the other side. Aside from that, the offerings here, sacks of coins and jewelry. You see little sacks of food, fruit, vegetables. You see wooden carved things, some clothing, just different like offerings and gifts that were presented to whoever was in here.
Do any of them have any particular religious significance in my mind? Is there a particular act of worship that was happening here, or was it just like a general sort of
Like a general sort of collection of things.
Okay.
We should get these back to the people.
Yes. We'll make sure that Davos and Zentis can tell the general about this.
Also, there is a small book that you find over by the podium where there had been the stuff on the wall.
But what is this?
It is a strange binding of almost like a reptilian leather. It's like a snake skin or alligator or something. But it's a hard, leathery book, and as you look over and through it, there's script in here that looks scrawled and unusual. Have you come across abyssal writing before?
I don't believe I ever have.
Laertes, as you see her pick up a book, which I'm assuming would attract your interest, you look over and you can see the scrawling that you have noticed before in the arcanum that had been on the wall. It matches the same kind of vibe.
Yeah, I will show this to Laertes and to Aretano, just in case.
Amongst the scrawling, we'll say that also has some Hellenic in it. And it seems to have a list of names. People who have donated or sworn allegiance to the cult. The list is rather long.
On a quick flip through, would we recognize any names?
I was gonna say, is the king's name in there? Or...
Flipping through the pages, you don't see either of the king's names on there.
Are they organized in any sort of order, or is it just very?
It's just kind of like whoever
as they get to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Outside of the kings, any other recognizable names to us?
None that you have met.
Okay.
This is good evidence.
Well, I know a few I'd look for rather immediately. I know at least the names of the people who rule Ilum. Do I know the names of the people who rule Thebes? Is that kind of broad common knowledge?
I mean, you know the names of the queens.
Yeah, it's just I'm looking for like top-down people if there's any.
What's interesting, because at the time there are no last names in ancient Greece. It's more like first name and where you're from. First name and where you're from. And thus
like
there can be several
Laertes
people.
of Sagan.
Yeah, there can be several people of the same place that may be different people, but none of them None of them are names that you would recognize as anybody of importance.
Okay.
Okay. An interesting little piece of more evidence you have found.
Mhm.
You have found the trap, the switch, the hidden switch, and you have found the offerings. That's all that is
Can
in
I
this room.
take the box that held the switch to the trap?
You had to break it off the wall. But yeah, you could.
If I pull on it, how hard is it to pry?
It probably needs like a sword to kind of it's called like pry bar. So you can pry bar it off with a sword.
Yeah, well, why not? It's my divine focus. I don't really want to use my sword for this, but
I mean, it's still a sword, so
exactly.
yeah. It takes a little bit of some decent tugging, but you can pry that off the wall.
Okay. I will add that to my little pack as well.
Beautiful. So one door, this door is boarded up, as is the door that would lead outside, but it seems to have been boarded up from the inside. This door is the only one that remains.
If it's not trapped, I imagine we'll go through it.
Using Themisto's perception check earlier, you didn't detect any other traps. Not in the same manner that were there.
Cypress, do we try this door?
Don't know how to try it any way that we haven't already.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
You open the door. You open the door, and more than one mouth is covered by a hand as you see what is on the inside. Hacked and bloody bodies are piled in front of a cooking hearth, and butchering tools hang on the wall over a low cabinet. A reinforced and barred door exits the building to the west, so it would be out this side over here.
Can't see where you pointed on the map.
Oh, sorry. I mean, too tight. On this side. There is the cooking hearth is like basically right here. And in this section here, there is a burrowed, hollowed out hole that leads into the ground. There, in front of the cooking hearth, where there are the bodies that have been hacked up, mostly unrecognizable as to whom they may have belonged to at any given time. You see movement in this dim light, and Cypress, you move your shield of light in that direction. And you see, bound and tied up, a scared-looking woman sitting in the corner, looking terrified.
Divine sense.
Okay. Your eyes flash. She is not celestial or fiend.
Laertes, do you sense anything? Is detect magic still up?
Yeah, because it's like it lasts for like, how long does it last?
10 minutes.
Oh yeah, so we're like halfway through at this point.
Okay.
Um,
Am I getting anything or?
yeah. I'm assuming you guys are all filing into the room.
Yes.
I'm assuming slowly since.
Hmm.
Um,
Because where's the person?
back corner, back here
Okay.
against the wall next to the hearth.
Okay.
Um,
I think Phoebe and I can shuffle a little bit to the right so we're out of the way.
Yeah, that way.
So people can get in.
you look at her,
Mhm.
and you can see that she has a spell placed on her.
Mm.
There's because detect magic, you can tell the school, right?
No, that would be. Or let me look at that because that would be
thought it was.
identify.
You can tell the school from detect magic. You can't tell
Yeah.
the effect, but you can tell the school.
Oh, okay.
She has an aura of transmutation placed on her.
All right. So now, do you have? You saw me a moment ago disrupt what was on the wall. Or can you do the same?
Yes, I think I can. Is she under some sort of effect?
Something transmutational.
Let's see what I can do.
I kind of just weakly hold out. It's going to be all right. We're here to help.
I'll break out the lute, tune it to the proper key for undoing Arcana, and
Okay.
do I need to roll for it?
No, because this is a lower level spell. The woman looking like maybe late 20s, early 30s, bound and gagged in the corner, looking dirty and frazzled. The spell dissipates. Let me see here. The bindings vanish and wither away. Her face begins to almost melt for a second as you see this like scarred, burned half of her face. Hair partially removed, and what looks like growths of some horn-like variety protruding from different parts of her head. A snake-like tongue lashes out, and she hisses at you. And that's where we will end for tonight.
Knew it.
So the Themisto in me goes, okay, she's not what we thought that she looked like, but maybe she did that to herself. And she's still actually a victim.
Guess we'll
Would have to have
wait.
quite the tale to be the only one left alive in this particular room.
But I guess the bindings disappeared too, so that's
False
kind of a
bindings.
giveaway. Yeah.
Never trust an old woman.
She wasn't old. She's just not
Never
older
trust
than you, but that's
Aaron
about
made
it.
her young
love
on
it.
purpose.
This
Oh my
was
god.
an intense session in many ways. It was also quite funny at times.
I love it.
We're good.
Okay.
You all leave, there's an explosion, you come in, and we're like, onward.
See, I kind of thought you were about to cut it as the explosion went off, and you were just gonna like end it there, and we're gonna be like,
No.
Not this
no.
time.
Not this time. Maybe
I thought I
another
finally
time.
found a purpose for Aphrodite's gift.
Yeah, you did.
No, the thing was dead.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you missed
Also,
the Uncle Owen Aunt Beru comment.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a significant, like, oh, it's dying.
You clearly have not seen Uncle Owen and Peru in the
I
situation
don't
that
have either one.
Movie night soon for you.
Yeah.
There's usually time for them to be like, Peter, and then
Oh no,
Not Uncle
sweetheart.
Ben.
Not Uncle Ben and Denver. Not that Uncle Ben. This is a different
More
Uncle.
like Uncle Ben's fried rice.
Yeet. I'll send you a picture in a little bit. How about that?
nice.
Nice.
Is it going to be the action figures?
That's a good idea. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Fun combat. Lots of really crazy turn of events within that combat. And some decent rolls. So good job, guys. All right. I guess next week tune in next Crazy Tuesday for another crazy adventures of Agents of Myth. Or Age of Myth. I don't know.
That wacky Beldura. Did it again.
Oh my god, it's perfect with the start of this next song. Oh, wacky time. Same wacky time, same wacky place. But yeah, no. Beautiful. We'll see you guys next time. So stay fey, be brave. Bunny spread. Safe word is
If
mango.
only Orcos knew the safe
Find your
word.
goosh.
New goosh.
New goosh.
New goosh. New goosh. Who dis? Oh god, I'm
Who
done.
was this?
Oh no, I'm done. All right, we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.